All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Revelation News YouTube channel, where I give you the real Revy news here on the Sowing and Reaping platform here today, ladies and gents. And today I have a message that I want to send to Rev and Shanny supporters. Not so much to Rev and Shanny, as I'm bored and tired of making videos about them, but pretty much to their supporters, and let them know what they're getting themselves into. I apologize about the other stream that I had set up. I was using a different laptop. My phone is damaged. I can't use this, which explains what's going on with my audio sometimes. And okay, so hold on a minute here. You should be able to hear me pretty good now on this. Okay. So what I want to do in this particular video is I want to send a message to the people that are supporting Shanny. And I don't want to refer to them as normal people, even though, I kind of feel sorry for them because they're victims themselves. They're suckers. They're stupid. They have allowed themselves, like myself and other people have in the past, to believe their nonsense and actually believe that a lot of that is true. They actually believe that Shanny is handicapped. They actually believe that Rev can't work. That's one of the biggest lies they're telling on that channel. They actually believe that Shanny can't work. They actually believe that Shanny needs a toilet in the living room. They actually believe the stuff that they're actually saying on this channel. That Shanny only called black people the N-word a couple of times here on YouTube. You know what I mean? And that Shanny and Rev haven't done certain things. And I know that they look up to Miss Hussey and everything and whatnot. I'm probably going to end up on that show sometime in the future. And when I do, Miss Hussey's attitude is going to change about Shanny and Rev if it hasn't already, because I'm going to bring the receipts to prove that Shanny and Rev ain't nothing but a bunch of liars. They call me a stalker. As a matter of fact, anybody who disagrees with them are stalkers or evil people and all this other stuff. And what I want to do in this stream here today is I want to prepare Shanny suckers for what they can expect in the future. Okay, I think and I'm going to talk about some channels on here I don't necessarily like that much, but I'm going to give them some credit because they've been doing this longer than me. Because I used to be friends with Shanny and Rev. I have the unique experience with Shanny and Rev where I used to be their friend. They lived in my house for 2 years for free. I basically took care of Rev, Shanny, and her kids for the better part of 2 years. And I've been around them and I know how they think. I know why they do the things that they do. I know how they prepare for their streams. I know who they're targeting when they make their streams. I know how they really feel about certain people in here. I showed people a note after Shanny was talking so positive about Dragnut, how they had a death note in there wishing for his death. I showed all of that stuff on this channel. And some people in here wrongly believe that Shanny and Rev actually cares about this audience. No, Shanny and Rev wants to get revenge against this community and actually live off this community because Shanny and Rev wrongly blames this community for Jason losing all of his money. Jason can't sit down and have an original thought about what actually happened. He keeps telling you they had to move. And I'm telling you, I've seen the guy's bank records, I've seen his financials, and that is not what happened to his money. I'm actually going to show you what happened to his money for those of you who are new and don't know nothing about this. Now, before I do any of this, we got to do a little bit of a background before we go through a couple of things that we're going to look on here in a minute. First and foremost, let me give props to the people who did the work. Before I knew anything about a carry, before I knew anything about Draven for the most part, before I knew anything about AIT Petty, before I knew anything about a Drader or anything like that, the people that was exposing Shanny and Rev pretty hard was. And mind you, I'm doing this for a reason. People stick around for long enough. You'll understand my madness soon. But this has to be done in depth. Dragnut probably did the most work with exposing Shanny and Rev. Then you have the Geek Room. They were making a lot of videos about Shanny and Rev. Then you have BGTV or Black Eye TV or whatever he's calling himself today. That made a lot of videos about Shanny and Rev. Then you had Miss Parker that made a lot of videos about Shanny and Rev. Then you have Jules, who made a lot of videos about Shanny and Rev. Then you have Burnt Toast, who made some videos or a lot of videos about Shanny and Rev. I'm sorry, Burntills did not put in the work that Dragnet and some of these other people have put in. I'm sorry. Let me see something here. You have Irate Alex. Now, if there's a channel that you want to go to and you want to see some of these rare things that Shanny and Rev has done on here, you can't find on the archive. Go to Irate Alex's channel and go look up his documentaries on Shanny and Rev. I think you'll find those to be very interesting. Some of it is unedited, and you will hear what Shanny and Rev had to say pretty raw. I do want to let the people know who are going to be giving their money to Shanny and Rev that the people that I mentioned earlier who have exposed Shanny and Rev as being racist, as being financially irresponsible, as being racially and financially superior to minorities in the United States, okay, and across the world, as being some of the biggest elitists that you've ever seen on here when they have their money. The same people that Jason spent his whole life trying to expose, he actually became when he got involved with Shanny. They even go so far to tell you what life was like before Jason got involved with Shanny and Rev and what Shanny was like. Now, the people that are presently doing it now, the champion who I think is the person who does the most is Carrie, and I think Carrie does the best. And I'm going to keep saying this, and I'm going to keep saying this over and over. Because you want to know why? I don't see Carrie 1 minute saying, I don't support Shanny and Rev, and then the next minute giving money to Shanny and Rev. And that is why she is since Dragnet left, and Dragnet came back, I think it would be different. But I believe that because Carrie is so consistent that she is the undisputed best at exposing Shanny and Rev. She's better than me. And I don't give people credit for that very often. Carrie is better than a lot of people on here with exposing Shanny and Rev. She puts on a lot of time. She puts a lot of effort in. She puts a lot of energy into doing that. You don't see this inconsistency going on that you see with the first group of people that I brought up. We'll get to them another time or whatever. But the point is that there's a lot of material out there for people to do their research to see that Shanny is a con artist. And I'm not saying this to be mean and to be vindictive. The woman schemes on you people. Now, you don't got to believe me. I can just watch her spend your money. I mean, it don't bother me. She ain't spending my money no more. It'll be your money now. But she's scheming on you. She does plan a little bit, but she's scheming on you. When she turns her camera on, they have a pretty good idea what they're going to do a lot of times and how they're going to do it. That last fight that they had on that channel, some of the things that I see going on that channel, I'm sorry. I think some of that stuff be planned sometimes. As I mentioned before, they're not going to get a lot of money if they monetize from 400 views on a video. They know that people want to watch them fight and people want to see them argue. Expect to see a lot of that on here, and expect Shanny to record a lot of that when it's going on. All right. So if you're going to be stupid, please expect that stuff to go on. All right. Shanny and Rev have told you, particularly Jason, he told you that his money went from them moving there and they went moving there. I'm actually going to show you what they did with their money. Now, the reason why I mentioned those people earlier, I used to call them the Dragoons. Dragnut's not on here no more. He's doing something else with his life or whatever. Good for him. You know what I mean? But now they got a new name. They're not the Dragoons no more. They're the hypocrites. They're the hypocrites. They're the Shannyites. The hypocrites. That's what they are. They're the hypocrites. They'll go into Shanny's chat. Oh, you're so wonderful. We love you. Do you need food? Do you need money? And then behind Shanny's back, guys, I'm a moral person. I'm totally against Shanny and Rev. I totally don't agree with that, even though I financially pay for a lot of the things that they're doing right now. And G-Man, you're a terrible person because you used to do what I do right now. Like, I don't know how that works. You understand what I'm saying? They spent a lot of time slandering my name here on social media, saying that G-Man shouldn't help Shanny and Rev while they go out there helping Shanny and Rev. Absolutely ridiculous. And it should show you what these people are all about. It's all about the money for them. I've been saying that about that group of people over there for the longest. I am not talking about Carrie. I'm not talking about Drader. I'm not talking about Draven. And I'm not talking about Aya. You go watch their streams. You'll see what they're all about. Go watch their streams. You will see what they're all about. They're not about being hypocrites. You ain't gonna see Carrie 1 minute. And if anybody can show me a video of her doing it, I'll show you how much of a non simp I am. Okay, but you ain't gonna find nothing where she 1 minute is saying she's against them and the next minute helping them. You're just not gonna find it. All right. Give me a second here, guys. Let me put my phone back on do not disturb because it's not supposed to be giving me notifications. I don't know why. Anyway, so what is Shanny doing with the money that you guys are donating to them? They're trying to get, now mind you, for the camera's sake, they're going to go get their food. Maybe some of you bought them food or whatever. And that's all fine and well. Maybe some of you bought them food and you were actually, okay, I'm going to call Uber Eats. I'm going to have these people deliver this stuff to your doorstep to make sure you do what you say you're going to do with the money. If you do that, that's fine. Because when I was friends with them, a lot of times I had to show up in person. I had to take them to the supermarket and I bought them food. Because if I didn't do it, I'm going to show you what they was going to do with your money. The first video we're going to take a look at here, ladies and gents. I've never really, I talked about this in some of my videos in the past, but I've never really done an in-depth one on this one before. So this is going to be interesting. Jason was worth 700. Some people say 700,000. No, it was 750,000 plus 2 houses that he had. It was worth about 750,000 plus 2 houses, and this dummy still has assets out there that he's not claiming. In oil, I believe he has some land that he owns, and a couple of other things. But maybe I shouldn't call him dumb. Maybe he simply don't want Shanny to know about it. But he does have assets that I'm aware of. And I can actually show them how they can get a hold of it. But you know what? You ain't never going to get it, Shanny. And I'm going to make sure of it. You're never going to get it. And I'm going to make sure of it. Okay? He's going to have to get off his lazy behind. Because some of these YouTubers on here know what he can go do if he really wants to. The guy has $300 to $500 in savings bonds in his possession. And he is too lazy to go to the bank to actually go cash those things out. I'm going to show you what happened to this guy's money. Okay, you guys seen the videos with the clothes, and you've seen the videos with them just giving this person money and giving this person money. But this is the most disturbing thing to me because I know that they did this because this is what they did in Boulder. Let me show you something here real quick. Now, I would take you to Burnt Toes' channel, and I would take you to Jules' channel. But you know what? They don't want you to know this stuff for some reason. The last time I tried to screen share one of their channels, they immediately put the video on private. Now, why would these people who are against Shanny and who's against Rev want to stop another person from exposing Shanny and Rev? You understand what I'm saying? They're more concerned about this than they are about protecting other people and stopping the other people from getting hurt. This is why they got an enemy in me for a very long time. If I went to Carrie's channel and I screen shared hers and she knew that I was going to go about exposing Shanny and Rev, it would be all good. But I go to Jules' channel, private. I go in the Geek Room, private. That's what I'm talking about. You got to know the kind of people that is associating and affiliating themselves with Shanny. Criminals are going to attract other criminals. You know what I mean? So let's do a quick screen share here real quick. We're going to take a look at a wakey bake that she did when they was in Boulder. She said she didn't spend all that money. I think she smoked a $200 joint. Just because you got $750,000 don't mean you should be wasting your money on marijuana like this. But we'll get to why, she's all about this anyway. Because a lot of you believe this woman's in pain and all this other stuff and whatnot, right? Let's listen to her take her medication and see if she's in pain. Oh, and one more thing, as you're watching this is a Christian. This is supposed to be for those of you who don't like hearing about the Bible, you're not going to like this stream here today. This is supposed to be a born-again Christian. Somebody filled with the Holy Ghost. Somebody who is a follower of the teachings of Jesus Christ. La, da, 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 da. La, da, da, da. But then I got high.
That is true. I was gonna keep up experiment too, but then I got high. And I know why. Yeah, cause I got high. Because I got high. Because I got high. La, da, 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 da.
Now you hear this? This has nothing to do with taking medical marijuana. Now, mind you, that's what she had the money to do. This woman had all the money in the world to get all the medical marijuana she wanted. All the money in the world to get whatever card she wanted to get medical marijuana. She says to you people, the new suckers. Listen. I'm gonna try to be as respectful to the suckers out there as possible. But you need to know what you're dealing with here. Okay? This woman had all of this money, and you know what she did with it? She wanted to get high. This had nothing to do with her pain whatsoever. The person sitting next to him was, he wasn't comatose, but I would say he's pretty close to it. He had wet brain, and he was just like, yeah, baby, whatever you want. And she was just spending his money and spending his money and spending his money and spending his money. She wasn't claiming being handicapped or anything like that. You could argue that she was heavier then than she is now. She anyway probably closer to 800 pounds in this video. When she stands up and walks to the bathroom, if we get that far, you'll see what I'm talking about. She's huge. Her arm, one of her arms, is as big as the tatted Jedi's thighs. No, actually, no. One of let me see something here. Who's somebody on here? You guys know who Foodie Beauty is, right? One of her arms. No, actually, yeah. I think Shanny's arms are bigger than Foodie Beauty's legs. Like one of her arms is really, really big. Anyway, let me play this.
The silver got high. They cheated, and I could have passed.
The history of witchcraft and Christianity and understands what's being represented here. Understand what you're looking at here. This is not what Christians stand for. This is not what Christians would be. Listen to me. Find one person in the G plus community that is a Bible-believing Christian that supports this. You ain't going to find them because they have all wiped their hands clean of her.
Then I got high.
Not even the Roman Catholics support her. Fiona don't support her. What's her name? The Holy Spackle doesn't support her. Gretchen doesn't support her. Nobody supports this woman. They all know what she was doing at this time was wrong.
Mister, and I know why. Yeah, because I'm high. Because I'm high. Because I'm high.
Yep. This unintelligent witch, WITCH, this unintelligent witch was actually handling this man's stock option, was dealing with his stock stuff. She was actually handling his stock. Now, Jason said that Shanny cost him about $250,000 or $300,000 in the stock market. All I know is in person, he told me, and Shanny told me on the phone that, I'm sorry, no, not him. She told me over the phone before she kicked me out the first time that she lost $125,000 in 1 day. In 1 day. Why was this uneducated, don't even got a GED person is in charge of this person's financial decisions? I don't even know.
Before I get high, I was gonna need my child support, but then I got high.
Look at Jason. Look at Jason. I want you to know that this is going to be you, the viewer, one day. This is going to be the new suckers. You're going to be the Jason that's going to be sitting back there. You are going to be the ones wondering why you gave your rent money to this lying Minnesota barracuda. Explain to me what planet we live on where a child abuser gets more sympathy than a so-called handicapped woman. This video is going to tell you everything you need to know.
I was gonna eat. Hey, where is it? I was gonna eat your pussy too.
You know what? Pretty soon I'll be making a video about the new suckers because it's going to be disgusting when we talk about what she did to you. Because if you keep doing what you're doing, you're gonna eventually she'll talk you into giving you her rent money. I'm giving you your rent money, and then perhaps giving her a couple. Because Carrie has this video on her channel, and Drader does too, where they tried to con this other lady out of 10 grand, out of $10,000. They said they needed close to $1 million to be able to survive in this economy. This is how crazy these two are. Shout out to all the people out there making minimum wage and being able to pay their rent every day.
I like that line.
Every month.
And I know why. Yeah, because we're going high. Oh, God, I can't even put it back in. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Love to you, but then I got high. Oh, that's it. I was going to eat your pussy too, but then I got high.
That is not what Christians say. 1 year before this woman would have washed her mouth when she was on social media. This woman would have washed her cussing. She would have washed a lot of stuff. 1 year prior to this, in 2018, she would have been in those rooms talking about Jesus, lifting up the name of Christ, and everything else in the book. When she got involved, when she got her hands on Jason and his money, the real Shanny came out. This is who she really is. And this is why we call her a crackhead. A very large amount of money, and Jason said this in one of their fights, a very large amount of his money went into smoking marijuana. And they are not sick because they can't get their medication. They are going through withdrawal because they smoked mountains and mountains and mountains and mountains of mountains and mountains and mountains of marijuana when they was in Boulder, Colorado. That is what happened to his money. This woman right here smoked it up. And it was part of the plan, and her family knew about it, and I'm going to prove it.
Jacking off, and I know why. Yeah, because I got high. Look at this shit. This is 2 ounces of weed in this. A plethora of weeds, including alpha blue.
People out there that get medical marijuana, I don't really know a lot about that stuff because I don't use medical marijuana or anything like that. Are you supposed to use it to get high, or are you supposed to use it for your pain? Let me know in the chat, because when Dummy comes back later and watches this, and when her fan club comes back here and watches this, I want them to hear what you guys say in the chat. Do you use medical marijuana to get high, or do you use medical marijuana for your pain? She claimed that she was in pain prior to this. She had all the money she could possibly want, and this is what she does with her money.
Blue do-si-do.
And whether the morons over there on the Reverend Shanny show understand this or not, this is what the new supporters are supporting behind the scenes.
Princess Leia, fuck, just a plethora. We shall be smoking this today. Now, I figure I probably will die. But that's not. This is the last part of the challenge. We got way more than that. So happy 420, everyone. We got way more than that. Okay. So what are we starting at this raw cone challenge?
By the way, if you want to know what this from and getting this from Fat Courtney Love's YouTube channel, feel free to go over there and subscribe, and you can get the whole entire archive of what kind of a racist crackhead we're dealing with here, what kind of a con artist we're dealing with here. She brags on multiple occasions. As a matter of fact, if you go to Burnt Toast's channel, you can actually see a video. And Burnt Toast knows I can share it on this channel. She doesn't want me doing it because Burnt Toast is all about the money. She doesn't care about you, the viewer. She doesn't. She never has, and she never will. Because if she did, I would be allowed to go over there, and I would be allowed to show everybody the video where Shanny is manipulating people and lying to people to get money so that she can get high.
I made all these last night. So we got this 1/4 size beast that we will be partaking in very soon, because I figured doing little to biggest would be entertaining as fuck to watch me just suffer through this shit. So there's the little guy right here, 1/4 inch. We got the king size baby that we'd be doing it. There's the difference. Then we got, what the hell is this called? The Peacemaker to smoke. Then we have the Emperado
By
to
the way,
smoke.
shout out to Draven. Draven, you don't have to leave social media because Jason showed you a picture, man. That actually shows them that they can get to people by doing stuff like that. And I do want to warn Jason that if he shows me a picture like that, I'm going to laugh at him. And I'm going to raise him by 2. You understand what I mean? Shanny and Rev can intimidate. Shanny and Rev can try to intimidate people with that nonsense. They just better not bring that my direction, because I don't scare very easy, and they all know it.
Along with the Supernatural. And then we will be ending this with this guy.
G-Man, get that poop bucket and I'll pay you a handsome reward. Why would you? I'll tell you what, Drader, I'll see what I can do.
So as you can see, in the different lengths of what I'm supposed to smoke.
So
to do this
next time you guys go to Shanny's channel and she tells you that all of that money went towards them moving and moving and moving and moving and moving, just remember this. She was just buying weed all the time. And again, it was something of a conspiracy, a little bit, because her own family told us that this is the reason she wanted to go to Colorado. She never wanted to work again, and she wanted to get high every single day for the rest of her life. You're going to hear her mother talk about
challenge, right? I am going to probably die, because this is the most weed I have ever smoked in one sitting. I think this is the most weed that I'll ever smoke, period, in my entire lifetime.
Go to any church you want in the United States of America. Go to any Baptist church, any Pentecostal church, Presbyterian church. Go to any church you want, as long as it's not one of those churches that say that they're Christian and they're not, right? Go to any church and go ask them, is this what a Christian's supposed to be doing? Is it okay to smoke weed like this? That's all you got to do. And every last one of them is going to rebuke her and tell you guys that treat her like a heathen. During this particular time, she didn't care. She didn't need God no more. All she wanted was the money, and that was it. When she got the money, she ain't have no need for Christ no more.
Completely wrong about that. But this is what we're looking at right now.
Now, mind you, I'm looking at all of this in hindsight, just to let y'all know.
This is going to be a hell of a 420.
And
look at this.
You wonder what Jason is thinking. The dude ain't doing Revelation News no more. He's not doing Truther content no more. He ain't talking about Jesus. He ain't going into rooms talking about in hangouts no more, all because of the influence of Shanny. He stopped drinking cold turkey. And he's watching this woman spend all of his money while being wet-brained. And that's what the new suckers are saying was okay then. And that's what the new suckers are supporting today. Because Shanny is doing the same thing to him that she did back then. She's doing it today. She doesn't even want to build her own channel. He's building the channel.
Jason, look at the difference between everything. I'm gonna die.
I don't care what nobody say. This is a crime. This is a crime. This is a crime. This is a crime. I don't care what nobody say. You can tell me you got rights or no. I don't care. She should be incarcerated from this alone. She took advantage of him, took his money, and then got high, and then got high, and then got high. Put this man into a lifestyle that was going to eventually destroy him. The whole purpose of his mother working as hard as she did, because she probably knew that he wouldn't be able to make it without that money. But she didn't care. And Shanny, if you're watching this is one of the reasons why I absolutely despise you. And you want to know what? Sometimes I got to remember that you got to die just like I do one day. And you got to stand before the Lord Jesus Christ. And I'm going to tell you something, Shanny. Get used to these words. Depart from me, ye workers of iniquity. I never knew you. That is what you're going to hear, Shanny. And hopefully you don't take Jason with you. Hopefully he gathers up enough courage in those frail bones of his to throw you out.
How much worth of weed is this?
Every time I watch this.
Well, the shake, 120 for the shake. And then another 120.
If you ever met them in person, the person that you're going to get along with the most is going to be Jason. I promise you. Shanny's going to be looking at you as a bag, period. You're going to be the bag. It's going to be what I can get from you. Jason is going to be able to talk to you about anything and everything that's ever happened in history.
For the 240?
So for it to be all that, it must be pretty shit weed, man.
It's not. It's good weed. It's just good shake. It's good shake.
I am going to talk to you directly right now, Shanny. You say you got him off alcohol, but then you got him addicted to weed. And now you're back in Pennsylvania. He's back in the state where he grew up in. And guess what? He's back to being what he was before he left, and that's an alcoholic again. What are you contributing to this man's life, Shanny?
The shake is
no.
I'm
doing better. Shanny, what are you contributing to Jason's life, and the audience that is watching Shanny and Rev? What are you contributing to Shanny and Rev's life? Because I know you're trying to be nice to them so you can get close to them and everything and whatnot. And Teddy Bear, this is what you actually want, dude. I'm just telling you, dude. She doesn't use soap. She doesn't use water. She can't spell shampoo. I'm just letting you know that in advance, dude, before you meet her and you're disappointed.
At 27% THC, which is better than most weeds you can get. So it's good fucking shake. So let's get this fucking started. I'm gonna put you back in your box, guy. And I'm gonna put this back in here so the big guys are protected.
So anyway, before she starts smoking and getting acting stupid and everything and whatnot, this is the other thing I wanted to show you guys, and that's Shanny's mom. Shanny's mom is going to remind, and now some people are like, don't come to Shanny, triggering her about her mom. Her mom's passed away for a few years now. Shanny doesn't even care. She hasn't even made an attempt to go to Minnesota to go see her resting place. Shanny hasn't made an attempt to do her mother any good. She just constantly blames her mother for all of the lazy decisions that she's ever made for her life. I want y'all to listen to her mother, and I'm gonna comment on some of this. And by the way, Miss Hussey, if you're watching this, I will check my email when I'm done with this video, and I'll see what you sent me. One of the things that I noticed about Shanny when I really started paying attention to her, because I was paying attention to much bigger YouTubers before I started noticing this nobody Shanny on here and whatnot. And Shanny, to this very day, I still look at you as a nobody. I absolutely look at you as a non-influential nobody on here. You think because you get some clicks and you get some views, I make you somebody on here. You ain't doing nothing with it. But can you spare a quarter? Can you spare a quarter? Feed me, park me, move me, scrub me. That's what you're doing, Shanny. You ain't doing nothing on here. Okay, so you're not popular. You're a nobody on here. A dim-witted nobody on here, right? So one of the things I noticed is that her mother was doing gardening, and Shanny had disagreements with the mother, and they would go back and forth in video. And then Shanny would say some of the most meanest things about her mother. And the first thing that's going through my head is, honor thy father and thy mother, that you may live long in the land. But then Shanny would come to me, tell me her mother did this, and her mother did that, and her mother did this, and say her mother did that. When you listen to this woman talk here, I'm calling out Teddy Bear. And no. I'll do one better. I'm calling out anybody who is a supporter of Shanny, who has donated to them financially at all, to show me where Shanny's mother lies one time in this video. You know, Jason says he loves Shanny, and he goes out there and makes all of these ridiculous claims. Shanny never did this, or Shanny never did that. And then he gets mad and, of course, contradicts himself. But can I say just how many supporters Shanny really have at the end of the day? Shanny, this is going to be quite embarrassing for you. Can I find somebody who will respond to me and show me how many of you out there can actually prove that Shanny's mother lied in this video? Just one. And it can't be Jason. It's got to be somebody else. Because Shanny's mother is getting her revenge from the grave. I can confirm that William and Zachary was constantly depressed because they missed Chris. They did not like Jason. William and Zachary was depressed, especially William. He was depressed because he missed Chris. They didn't particularly like Jason. Wait a minute. I don't think you guys can actually see what I'm looking at. Hold on. Let me make sure you can all see what I'm looking at. Nope, you can't see what I'm looking at. Give me a second here. Let me screen share the video so you guys can actually see it. You probably heard it, but you didn't see it. Give me a second here. Here we go. Let's get to this.
But it was like the light turned on when you came into his life. And I just want you to know that. Nobody should ever question what a good father you were. You were a good provider, too. You did the best you could. I mean, I know you don't make that much money, but you did the best you could. And she sat there year after year, getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And wouldn't work.
So, first challenge to the suckers out there believing Shanny's story. Did she get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger while she didn't work? That's challenge number one.
I understand.
I can confirm that what her mother just said is actually true.
But I just needed to thank you for being a part in the boys' lives.
Oh, and by the way, Jason, before you decide to make a video and hold a BB gun up in the air and whatnot, please understand, the only reason you have that BB gun is because I didn't want it. Just remember that, boy.
Shannon has told you many things. I tried to warn you. Her father and I tried to warn you about her before, but of course you wouldn't listen. She was your wife. I understand that. Jason's not going to listen either. He's going to have to find out the hard way.
Oh, and trust me, ma'am. I know you're not with us no more. Oh, he's learning and he is regretting. He won't say that to her because he's definitely afraid of your daughter, but totally learning right now. Got a PhD.
But nobody's abused Shannon, okay?
That's true.
That is her MO. She uses that with everybody. She did it with Douglas. She's done it with you. She's done it with her sister, her brothers, everybody in her life has always treated her this way, and this is why she's so crazy. I mean, it covers for her mental illness. And she
This
knows
is where I disagree. She might have one, but I don't believe that is borderline personality disorder. I just think Shanny's stupid.
she's mentally ill, and she knows what she's supposed to do to help that mental illness, but she chooses not to.
I mean, it's possible she conned her own mother. Let me tell you guys why I have the attitude that she doesn't have a mental illness. You know how she gets on stream and they seem to talk about one thing and then stray and then talk and then stray, and you can kind of see that she ain't really there or whatever. A lot of that's planned, and she thinks she's getting one up over the audience when in reality the only person she's tricking is herself. When somebody, and this is just my view on this, if somebody has a mental illness, you don't usually diagnose yourself and give yourself the cure. If you have a real mental illness, you can go see a professional, get the documentation that you actually have that particular thing, and then a medical professional will tell you what you need to do. Not Google. Google does not prove that you have something because you have similarities to something that somebody who actually has a disease might have. I'm actually a little bit meaner on this topic than some, but the point is that Shanny does a lot of acting. And I mean a lot until the money shows up. Then all of the acting disappears. Like, for example, she can't walk. I don't know how many times I went to that house. And I said, we're going food shopping. Jason, you come with me. Oh, can I come, Gary? Can I come? Oh, I use my name on here. Sorry. Can I come, G-Man? Can I come, G-Man? Can I come, G-Man? Can I come, G-Man? And they would come downstairs, and then we would actually go to the Walmart to go food shopping. You know what I mean? And then we go food shopping. I'm sorry, before we go food shopping, look who's walking downstairs. Look whose legs all of a sudden strong enough. I want to come. Well, I'll suffer just to be able to show Jason what kind of food I want. Jason knows full well what kind of food she wants. The moment money comes into it, she can walk.
She chooses to use it as an excuse
I used to be a
to do what she does. And I don't have to explain
at one time
what she does. I mean, she makes these outrageous videos all the time. She's always crying and carrying on and
I'm not
always
gonna lie though. There is a certain amount of satisfaction I do get. I'm not gonna lie, and maybe I shouldn't feel this way, but for the people that are being suckered and duped by Shanny, sometimes that has to happen to people for them to learn. And I know that some of the people that this is happening to happens to be Teddy Bear. I mean, if there's going to be somebody on here who's going to waste his money and get conned, I mean, like, he's perfect. He is absolutely perfect. He's the only person I don't want to wake up. Everybody else, I would like for you to wake up. Teddy Bear, stay asleep, please. Stay very much asleep.
always, always something negative. Since she was 16 years old, I don't want to say her entire life because she was a beautiful child. I mean, she really was a very beautiful child.
I don't have Maya Pierce. I don't have the assault rifle, whatever that mess was. He took that to the police station. He had to, because I wasn't. When they actually came back to the house, I made him act. No. That ain't true. That ain't true. When they evicted me the first time, I called the police because I'm a black man living in a predominantly white neighborhood at the time. So I called the police and I told them, look, you need to take this out of here. My fingerprints is on this and I'm not trying to hear it. So they took it and they took it downtown or whatever. So that I don't have, no, but the BB guns and all those things where they have the that uses the gas. I have a lot of that, yeah. But I don't have those in my place or nothing like that. No, I'm not stupid. I have those in storage.
And happy girl. She used to sing and she dreamed of going to Paris. And Notice the picture in the back of the Eiffel Tower. And that reminds me of Shannon.
She's never going to Paris. She had an opportunity when she was using Jason in Boulder, Colorado. That was her time to go to Paris. She ain't going no more.
The little Shannon.
Oh, that's a dream, Shanny. You're never going to Paris unless you get involved with Teddy Bear, and Teddy Bear actually believes your nonsense and actually can afford to actually fly out there. But I don't think his parole officer is going to let him go that far, you know?
When my daughter. But something happened along the way. I know what happened.
I said the torso.
I think you know what happened, Chris, to her. And it wasn't, it you know, it was unfortunate that she went through what she went through when she was 16 years old, but it somehow changed her. And ever since then,
and I don't believe it, but hey, if it did happen, Shanny, you have my sympathy. But now that you're talking about Islam and all of that, you ain't gonna like my next video, honey.
She has blamed everybody else for all the screw-ups that she makes in her life. She uses it as an excuse that, except when it comes to what happened when she was 16 years old. And I'm not going to talk.
Carrie says, G-Man, did you see what Rev said to you yesterday about forgiving you? No, I didn't, Carrie. What did he say? What did he say? And Carrie, to be perfectly honest, I would like to know what exactly he needs to forgive me of. Because as far as I'm concerned, I did everything I possibly could to help that guy. There's nothing else I can do for him. As long as he's with Shanny, listen to me. I'm in a position right now where if he comes to New Jersey, I can get him an apartment. I can get him in counseling that he needs. I can do a lot of stuff for him. In New Jersey, there is unlimited amount of things I can do over there. As long as he's with Shanny, I'm not even going to waste my breath. He said, if you bring him his stuff, he will hug and forgive you. Carrie, here's the thing. They gave me that stuff. They said I stole it. What I should do is take him to court over that topic. That's what I should do, to be perfectly honest. I should put the fear of God into him. Because first they were saying they were using it for rent. Then they were giving it to me because they was so appreciative. Now it was his and I just took it. I don't know what he's talking about. Yeah, give me the link to that, Carrie. I'll take a look at that. And a timestamp too. And a timestamp.
Talk about it here because it was traumatic what happened to her.
When Carrie puts the link in the live chat, don't delete the link.
And I have to say, as bad as this sounds, something inside of me tells me that maybe it didn't happen the way she said it happened, but something had to have happened for her to have turned out as she has. She has crashed and burned just about every single relationship in her life. And I'm not going to keep this video up for very long. I just want to be able to make my side of the story and make things clear. She's got people like Miss Star and a couple of people that,
they
feel really
sitting there and they keep talking about how I took all their stuff. They gave me that stuff. And Rev made me very uncomfortable with that. G-Man, I love you, 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 I love you. I talked about this on Drag's what do you call it? On Drag Nuts members only stream or whatever. I think I talked about that on here, and I talked about that on here too. But they sat there and they love bombed me to death, and then they were giving me stuff because they was concerned I was going to throw them out any minute. I don't know where they got that thinking from, because back then I was enemies against the people that was going after them, and I wanted to help them despite all of it. So they gave me a lot of stuff. I mean, the PS5 that she had, the very first day I met this woman in person, she tried to give me the PS5 and I told her to keep it. I'm not giving Jason nothing. Jason wants my help. He wants some real help. He needs to get away from Shanny.
Sorry.
I will get him in in an Alcoholics Anonymous program. I will get him proper therapy. I will pay for it out of my own pocket. I will get him an apartment, which I will pay for 6 months, and he will get job training. I am not going to treat no grown man like no little 2-year-old. If he wants help, I'll give him real help. But the first thing he needs to do is pull up his pants, tighten his belt, and throw Shanny out of that house and be serious about it. If he can't do that, I don't care what Jason has to say.
Her, but they don't realize how much she has affected everybody in her life. I mean, every one of her siblings and both of her parents.
If I'm going to be Jason's daddy, I'm going to be a real daddy. I'm going to force him to go out there and be a responsible adult. That's what I'm going to do. Not going to be like
have helped her out
over there that
over and over and over again,
encouraging Shanny and Rev to sit around and do nothing. I'm not going to do that. Never happened, never will.
And she walks all over them. She crashes and burns her bridges behind her. This is the last time that my husband and I are ever going to be able to help her again. I mean, she nearly destroyed us during this last stay when you and her broke up. She's got Jason believing that there was abuse. There was no abuse going on whatsoever. We bought her clothes, we bought her makeup, we bought her, she got to use her father's car every single day. Even when she wasn't working, she got to use her father's car, his truck.
And which she predominantly made YouTube videos in. Just go to Fundy Archive and you'll see exactly what she's saying is actually true. It's called Fundy Archive for the new people. FUNDIE Archive, ARCHIVE. You know what I mean? And you can actually see on that channel where Shanny is making video after video after video after video in that car. Still looking for a job.
We got an SUV that her father used at that time.
Talking about that green piece.
So, I mean, she had a way to work, but she wanted to lay in bed for months. She got fired from her first job for making videos on YouTube.
He gave me. It was a green SUV. I don't know if I ever showed you guys that. I made a couple of videos in that car. I think that's the car. How many of you have ever seen the SUV that Shanny drove to? How many of you have ever seen the SUV that Shanny drove to New Jersey? I mean, drove to Pennsylvania. Give me a 1 if you've never seen. Or give me number 1 in the chat if you've never seen the vehicle that Shanny drove all the way to Pennsylvania when she met Rev for the first time. Hello, Danielle. Okay, so you've never seen it. Give me a second here real quick. I'm going to show all of you really fast that car that she actually eventually gave me. That was worth a whopping $75 by the time I got a chance to do anything with it. So just give me a second here. A whopping $75 that I didn't even want, that I gave her out of pity. Just give me a second here. I'm going to show all of you in a minute. I got to cut the phone on, and then I got to get the picture. I think I got it as a phone. But this is the phone that I owned when I lived inside of. I'm going to show you guys the infamous phone that I didn't pay the phone bill on here real quick. That caused Shanny to behave the way she did. Just give me a second here. So this is the phone here that I had when I lived inside of there. So let me cut this thing on. And as soon as it does all of its loading and whatnot, I'll show you the car real quick. Well, it wasn't a car, it was an SUV. So while that's doing that, let's go back to the mother talking, and then I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. All right, let's get to this here real quick. Okay.
YouTube. Okay. And she knows I got to blow my nose. I'm sorry.
Give me a second, guys.
I feel like crying right now. But she knows that I'm
going to show all of you in a minute. Hold on.
Had to take care of her children.
I got rid of everything.
She doesn't do that. She expects everybody else to take care of them. That's her thing.
That's why they better
So she
stop
got
lying.
fired from her first job. She laid up in the bed for months doing nothing but drinking alcohol and
Wait a minute. Have I ever
crying
showed
all
you
the time.
guys the video where how the house actually looked when they actually gave it to me the second time? I don't think I ever showed you guys that video. I never showed you how tall that grass was. but he was taking care of it and he was paying the taxes. Yeah, right.
Time making everybody miserable. Mostly what she was crying about was because Jason wasn't fully her boyfriend at the time. This is why I couldn't believe, when she finally did get him. I couldn't believe it when she finally did. But she said that she wanted him because he was a millionaire. This is the truth. She wanted him because he was a millionaire and she knew she wouldn't have to work anymore. And that she could just lay around eating.
Hey, Jason, was that true, Jason? I noticed that you never respond to this. Now, for all of the suckers out there that are financially supporting Shanny and Rev, I'm just saying, you heard it come out of her own mother's mouth. And now she's laying around spending your money. When you go to work and you got to bust your rear end and get yelled at by a boss and you got to do a task at work that you don't want to do, and you got to get up 5, 6 o'clock in the morning and you got to go do all of that, please understand you're not helping her get her own apartment. You're not buying her clothes. You're not going out there buying them a month worth of groceries. You're not helping them stop drinking. You're actually doing precisely for Shanny what she used Jason for. She's just laying around all day and laughing at you. And I assure you, she's laughing at you. And they're figuring out how they can get more money from you. You know why I don't care? And why I don't complain as much as other people on here do? Because it's your money that's being wasted and not mine. I've been there, done that, and don't want to go back to it.
But she will never be able to give up wanting negative attention. She thrives on negative attention. She has done this since she was 16 years old. There always has to be some kind of turmoil in her life. And if she doesn't have turmoil, she will create turmoil.
That's right.
Just
Jason,
to get people.
Is that true, Jason? Does Shanny create turmoil when there is no turmoil? Come on, Jason. It's not difficult to make a video response to this. You can actually use your laptop. Show me how her mother is lying, and I'll give you 30 videos on how she's telling the truth.
To feel sorry for her for some reason.
You guys in a minute.
And then those people that feel sorry for her, then she craps on them.
Yep.
After.
And I can't wait when she started making a million videos about Teddy Bear, and she makes a million, and that's probably what their real goal is, by the way. And she makes a million videos about Jules and a billion different videos about all of them new suckers that are genuinely feeling sorry for her and actually buying the con. Listen to me. There are people from India calling the United States all the time. Hey, you won the Mega Millions. Hey, let me give you an Amazon refund. You know what I mean? You got all of these scammers out there. Shanny and Rev is running a scam. And they're going to keep doing it as long as suckers like you exist. Not Shanny's mother, but I'm talking about the people that are actually going out there, actually believing their nonsense.
Afterwards. And I think a lot of people, a lot of you YouTubers.
I've been around Shanny. I can promise you this. She is not handicapped. And if you want to see how not so handicapped she is, go to where she lives, knock on her door, and you're going to be very angry afterward.
And from the Christian community have experienced that with her. You figured that out.
Very angry afterward.
The hard way. Like the rest of us. So now, getting back to me and my husband, let me just tell you, while she stayed here.
When you meet Shanny, just remember you heard this on G-Man first. She's going to put her hand like this and say, look, you see my hand shaking here? I need my medication. I'm in debilitating pain. Now, I'm stupid. I didn't know why she was doing that. I didn't know that that was withdrawal, right? So, she did this to me. She tricked me. But Teddy Bear, you should know better, dude. You should know a lot better considering your past and everything, dude. So when you see Shanny doing this, saying that, she needs a medication, that means she thinks you're her new bag.
Here she did nothing but sleep in the bed all the time. We did everything we could to provide. I told her, I said,
just let him walk.
Dad, her father had just had his knees replaced, and living on blood. He still.
Shanny don't care about her father. Shanny don't care about her mother. Shanny don't care about Rev's uncle. Shanny doesn't even care about Rev. All Shanny cares about is what she can get out of the uncle and what she can get out of Jason. That's it. Shanny doesn't care about her audience. Let me say this again. Shanny doesn't care about her audience. You buy her food today, I love you. You criticize her one time, she blocks you.
Taking blood thinners. I mean, it's only been since October that he had his knees replaced. And the first thing she did when he came home from the hospital is walk right into his knee and didn't say anything about it, went outside to smoke her cigarettes. She was mad at me because she couldn't smoke in my house, knowing that I have a heart condition.
Oh, okay, there we go.
She had to go outside to smoke.
Okay, so, yeah, Shanny don't like rules. That's not her thing. Let me see something here. She don't know how to follow him either. That's why she never picked up a broom or a mop when I told her to do it. You know what I mean? But, whatever. Carrie apparently left a link here for me to look at regarding what Rev said in the timestamp. So just give me a second here. By the way, Teddy Bear, I don't even know why I'm even warning you. I think it'd be funny to laugh at you get used by Shanny, to be perfectly honest. I think it would be totally funny, considering the kind of stuff that I'm hearing about you, dude. Okay, so here's the link that Carrie was talking about, right? I have to go on YouTube and actually get it. So give me a second here. Okay, view on YouTube. Why is it telling me to? Okay, so let me. I have to wait. Okay. Oh, it's still loading. Okay, so give me a second. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Now, what's the timestamp? Carrie, what's the timestamp? Oh, 3 hours and 12 minutes. All right, hold on. Let's get some context on this, just so I can know what they're doing on here. Let's go to 3 minutes and 11. Some context on this. All right, so I'm going to screen share. Let's watch this together. Oh, this is the karaoke. Okay, all right. Let's hear what they got to say. At 3:11, he said it's at 3 hours and 12 minutes. Okay, so let's hear what they got to say here real quick. Actually, let me go to a little bit further because they're gonna be syncing and stuff. I gotta be careful with that. All right, let me see.
Female M&Ms, because making women equal is
wait a
like
minute.
a totally.
Am I screen sharing this? Okay, I'm screen sharing this, right? All right.
Wrong thing.
That's because he's probably got a little coomsy.
Being equal with a woman is against God, according to your weird fucking theology.
Is he talking about me? Is she talking about me? And when it comes to equality between women and men, Shanny doesn't even understand the topic of equality in the Bible regarding men and women. Shanny believes that Shanny can do whatever she wants in a relationship, and she can do whatever she wants. She can do whatever she wants in Christianity. That's what she believes. Shanny is not qualified to talk about that topic because she doesn't know what she's talking about. I can bring a million women from both the Christian side, the Islamic side, and from
whatever
people who practice Judaism, and all of them will give a more accurate idea what Christians actually believe regarding this topic. Shanny don't know what she's talking about. She ain't qualified to teach.
Lighting.
Man and woman are equals.
We've had that on so long. Let's have this lighting.
All right.
Soft lighting. You know?
That's nice.
Isn't it? Isn't it?
Soft lighting.
This is, do you know, I feel so blessed in this
And
room.
Jason,
I think
when we meet in person again, if that ever happens and you do get rid of Shanny, you need to drop the attitude, dude. Like, honestly, you need to come humble, because I'm not putting up with your nonsense the second time around, dude. I'm just not. Just know what you're going to walk into. I ain't interested in your performance art. I'm not interested in your habits or any of that. You're going to go see a therapist. You're going to have your apartment. You're going to go to AA, and you're going to get your life together. I am not babying you. So don't even come in my direction with that nonsense, acting the way you act on YouTube.
Thanksgiving every year here.
I love it.
You know, and my grandma used to say grace
That's beautiful.
before the meal, and we all
312
prayed.
here. Okay.
It's beautiful.
And thank Jesus for the wonderful food.
Yum.
I'm sorry.
Stuffing. Oh, you miss your
I
family.
miss my mommy and dad. I was walking down the steps and I said, I just wish I knew you as an adult, Dad. You know, he won trophies for
Yeah.
drag racing, man.
That's awesome.
He took me in his car with the NOS in it. It was not right, okay? But he did this once. He said, Jay, I'm going to strap you in. Now hold on.
Okay, so
Right?
I'm at 312. How many seconds am I supposed to be waiting? They ain't say nothing other than the equality thing. Oh, okay, 3 minutes, 12 seconds. Okay, so they should be saying it soon.
Was this car we got in Centralia.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's
So
awesome.
we went to see, that was the scariest experience of my life going through there.
This is boring. When are they going to actually say what y'all got to say? Okay, let it play. All right.
Really?
Because it was so dense fog and we couldn't see. My mom couldn't drive. My mom was driving the normal car, and my dad was.
It's totally Silent Hill, huh?
You have no idea.
That's another thing.
Guys, could you fund us to get?
They actually had two houses, $750,000, Rev's car, Shanny car, and then they bought a Durango, and then they had another car. Wow, these people, yeah.
I had a P900, man, a Nikon, the one that you can zoom in on the moon and get a good picture, and it's gone. I want my stuff. Anyway, could you fund us to get a good camera? Because we want to do like a documentary.
And then that stuff would be given to the next sucker that comes along that they got to live with. No, actually not the next sucker, the next person that's trying to help them, who they got to live with. They give it away and then they want it back. You know, I need to do that with my landlord one day. One day I need to go pay my rent and say, hey, can I have my rent back? Because I really need it. Based on what Shanny said, by the way, not what I'm saying.
It's very interesting place. So yes, look forward to that. Could you fund us? Help us with PayPal's, Venmo, Cash App, however you want to do it. Okay. I want to do this for a living. I love doing this with.
I thought you couldn't work. I thought you couldn't work. I thought you didn't have the mental capacity to work. But you want to do this for a living, right?
Girl.
There's a sucker born every day.
I want to do a lot of stuff with her, so okay.
That's right.
That's it.
Yeah. Give us hashtag Gary, give back us our stuff.
That's the thing, yeah. It's really, really frustrating to have this.
Yeah. You're
in my life.
I didn't even have to give you back that microphone if I didn't want to. That's the hilarious thing.
You're a thief.
And I will tell the police that I want my stuff back.
You're a thief.
I'm going to tell them about this because it bothers me.
And Jesus
I'll
knows.
tell you what, Jason. Have Peckville police call me, and have Peckville police, because you know what they're going to tell you? This cheek is going to go that way. This cheek is going to go that way, and they're going to laugh at you. So go ahead and do it, Jason. But what I recommend you do is this, because I don't know if it's legal to lie to the authorities. I don't think that's legal in Pennsylvania. I don't know if you can get in trouble for putting in a false police report. Now, if you go to the Peckville police and you say to them, well, you know, he took our stuff. He took our stuff. Do you understand that the Minnesota Walrus that you're sitting right next to is actually saying a totally different story on Twitch, and that you are telling a totally different story before you're with your uncle as well too? I want my stuff. I want my stuff. In order for you to talk that way, I have had to commit a crime. What crime did I commit? This is why I know you're getting your advice and you're getting your you're getting your hope from people who has the IQ of 12-pound bags of rocks. Like these are some dumb people. Okay, so Jason, this is what you're gonna do. Petrol police, I want to file a report on G-Man. He took all my stuff. Okay, when did he take your stuff? Well, I sold him a house, and I left all of my stuff there, and he took it. Are you sure this is what happened, sir? Do you realize you can get in trouble for filing a false report? Well, yes, that's exactly what happened. Then they talked to G-Man. Yep. No, that's not what happened. That's not what happened at all. Nope. That's not what happened. They were kicked out of the uncle's house. They had nowhere to live. They came to live with me, and they just gave me stuff. And they gave me stuff. And they gave me stuff. And they gave me stuff. Told me I can keep it. And I have it documented, and I can prove it. Some of this stuff is actually on video. Then you're going to get in trouble for filing a false police report. Or maybe I'll counter sue you or whatever for that car you got, Rev. Be careful, dude. You're playing with the best. You ain't playing with the rest, dude.
Knows you're a thief, Gary.
Yeah, you took too much. Okay? You took too much.
She's got some silent.
Hey, Jason, I want to ask you a question, Jason. And I'm going to need the help from the audience here a little bit, okay? Can somebody tell me the difference between stealing and giving? Is there anybody in my audience that knows the difference between stealing and giving? Is there anybody out there that knows the difference? Jason, I got something pretty interesting here to show you. As a matter of fact, you know what? We'll do that in my next video. I'll actually get quite specific about this whole situation a little bit later, because I'm gonna need my other phone for that, and to play some audio so that you can actually hear it, just to show you how many brain cells that marijuana has been killing through the years.
Wednesday's hot, man.
Wednesday, Adam?
No.
Anyway, they got enough of my time. Let's move on to the next. Back to their mother. So I don't know. What do you guys think? You think I should educate them about rent? You think I should educate them about what it means to give and what it means to take? You think I should educate them on that? Because I'm gonna sit back and let them file a false police report. I'm gonna have everybody thinking I'm gonna lose. Have everybody think all this stuff's gonna happen. I'm gonna show up in the courtroom. I'm gonna hit play, and then I'm gonna own his blue car. That's what's gonna end up happening. That's what's actually gonna end up happening. No, they won't listen, Carrie. They won't. And I'll be wasting my time. The only reason they want that stuff back so that they can sell it and go get marijuana. That's the only reason. Carrie, if they really wanted their stuff, don't you think he would have took the $8,000 and the offer that I made him before? When Shanny was the one that told me that, and as a matter of fact, you covered the video when they talked about it. If it don't involve her, she don't want him to have it. The important part. All right, let's go back to the important part. Hold on. Boy, let's go to the important part. Hold on. This is the part everybody wants me to see, right? So let's see something here real quick. Make sure you can all see this.
Oh, okay. When
She's a sexy bitch. She's got silent hill ink on her.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Fucking
What's the
amazing.
important part?
Yes, queen.
Get a big
important part.
tattoo, a pyramid head on your back.
Yeah.
That would be fucking crazy. I
What's
want
the
to get
important part?
Megatron's cube on my back.
Yes, I
Wouldn't
want
that be
I
sick?
want to get the flower of life, like right.
Oh, do
here.
that. Fund us for tattoos too, because it's so expensive. I want to cover my body in my sigils, and I'll get my healing ability.
Yeah, bro.
It will activate. It's like, do you remember in Constantine where he goes, like that, and he's got tattoos.
Dave Koresh said he's probably building his own magic deck with the cards.
They
It's
call me the
making
N-word to my
me
face.
feel angry.
Doofus
Yeah,
totally
exactly. What are
absolves
you
me of all
talking
my
about,
responsibilities.
Cool.
I'm just going to get to the point. I'm not even going to listen
Oh,
to these
no.
talk.
Gary, I don't. He didn't care about the cards. I want those back. Damn it, because I can use them for videos, Gary. I just want to make up with you. Actually, the Lord Jesus is telling me in my heart, we're not supposed to have contention with you, Gary. He's telling me this, so I am actually putting my hand out to shake your hand and just bring my stuff to me. Get your buddy with the car. Come here.
Me, I'm going to be apprehensive toward you.
Okay, you don't even have to see him.
No,
Okay, so first of all, I reject your hand offer or whatever, Jason. And then number two, Shanny, you said you're going to be apprehensive towards me. How can I put this here nicely? How can I put this nicely? Shanny, listen to me. I've developed a allergic reaction to Minnesota. I found out that I'm allergic to Minnesota gold diggers. I'll put it to you that way, because I can't really say what I want to say on here and actually have it make the impact that I want. But I've developed I think I will die if I touch a Minnesota gold digger. So you're not allowed in my presence no more, Shanny. You wasted enough of my time. Jason, if you want anything from me, dude, this is what you need to do. Open up your front door, throw Shanny out, make sure she doesn't come back. You come to New Jersey, we get you to AA, we get you some counseling, we get you an apartment for about 6 months, and we get you some job training. If that is not something that you want, dream on, dream away. Now, they might say, well, gee, man, that's not biblical because you're supposed to forgive the same way Christ forgave you, the same way. What he's talking about right now has nothing to do with what Christ told us to do. It has nothing to do with that whatsoever. What he wants me to do is to buy his nonsense again so he can get his stuff again so he can sell it to get her high. And I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
I don't want
And
to see
she
him.
really doesn't want to have anything to do with you, Gary. Okay,
You're creepy.
I will deal with you, and I'll shake your hand and give you a hug, man, and just give me my stuff back, and we're even. We're even, bro. Okay.
We're even. We're even. You smoked about $3,000 worth of Delta 8, my friend. $3,000 worth of Delta 8. You lived rent free for 2 years. You destroyed my property. You destroyed my reputation. Well, you destroyed some of my reputation here on social media. You wasted a lot of my time. We are not even. I'm sorry, but we look at this totally different. You're what we call, now here's the thing, some people ain't gonna like this because this is a term that we used back in the 80s and a term that we use in the 90s, and some people even use this term today. This is not meant to offend nobody, but this is just gonna be me saying this. We used to call people Indian givers, right? Where you basically give somebody something and then you try to get it back after you give it to them. No, it don't work that way, Jason. It doesn't work that way. Some of these things I paid for. Some of these things you gave me. And then some of it you gave me because you thought you was going to get thrown out. It doesn't work that way, dude. I am not about to make the same mistake I made a few years ago and help you sit on your fat behinds. Well, Shanny's fat behind and you're bony behind so you can sit around and play video games all day. It's not going to happen, dude. It's not going to happen.
I'm going to unblock you, okay? And we can set up a time to do this, and everything's forgiven, and I love you.
See, I stopped calling them. Now they want me to call them. And then mark my words, I'll call them and they'll call me a stalker. Are you guys interested in a little show today? Watch this here, ladies and gents. I'm going to treat you guys to a live show. Give me a second here. This guy's so full of. Give me a second here, guys. Hold on. Where's this doofus phone number at? Hold on. Let me call him real quick. This should be good. This should be good. 570. Okay. Let's try one more time since they unblocked me. Hold on a minute. Let's try one more time. Hold on. Hold on. 570. Oh yeah, they unblocked me, ladies and gents. They totally unblocked me. Why did I? Like I said, even I get gullible sometimes.
Christ.
I can't do this anymore. That was nuts.
Liar.
Giving you this is
liar. Yeah, I called them. Basically, they're trying to set me up. They're trying to create a pattern where I'm calling them and everything and whatnot so that they can get a case against me. I ain't stupid. I see what's going on here and whatnot. But I know one thing. I got the clip of them actually saying that they wanted me to call them at that time. And that's important. You know what I mean? They think they're so smart. Let me just say this in public. This to let the morons who are trying to help them out know that I'm not as dumb as I look. The same friends that you got, I said this to you in the Dragnut days. Let me say this again. The same friends that you got, I have too. Some of your friends that you offended, that you know that are no longer friends with you, are now my friends. And when you do that too much, they come back and talk to me. They have been reactivated. So the only reason I called right now was because he told me to call. Mark my words. They're so uneducated. They are so dumb. They lack so much normal intelligence that they're going to get on. He's stalking us. He's stalking. I am this close, Shanny, this close to having some fun with you the way I did with Dragnut. Except only with you, I'm not going to make a video about it. I'm just going to send you the paperwork. I'm getting sick of your little scamming behinds. So anyway, let's continue with this. And by the way, to prove I know who's behind it, I'll be sending you a piece of the paperwork too. Just to let you know. Because obviously I have proof. So anyway, let me go back here. Oh, no. I'm sure you guys don't want to look at Shanny's mom no more or whatever. I'll talk to the chat here. So anyway, for the people who are financially supporting Shanny, please understand you're not really bothering me much. I feel sorry for you. I pity you that you are in the position that I used to be in when I used to believe everything that Shanny and Rev actually said without actually doing some research and doing your homework to see whether or not something was actually true or not. I pity you. I feel sorry for you. I really do. Teddy Bear, you keep spending your money, dude. I think they need $50 for the internet or something like that or whatever. Then maybe you can go get them some Wendy's. I know they love them some KFC. You can go get them some pizza. They tend to like that. They like Dr. Pepper. Oh my God, they love them some Pop-Tarts. You can go get them some Pop-Tarts and all kinds of unhealthy stuff that they like. Because you're their new daddy now, Teddy Bear. You're their new daddy. And it's your money that's getting wasted, not mine. My money is safe, is put away safely in the bank and in my wallet, as far away from them as humanly possible. And you want to see me trigger Jason? You really want to see me trigger him? Wait until I play Neo Geo live on camera. You'll see. You just wait. That's gonna have some real fun. But you know what? Before I do that, I think I'm gonna use my Nintendo. What is that thing? A Nintendo GameCube or whatever I got from Shanny when she was so generous to give that to me. I'm gonna play me some GameCube. Thinking about Shanny. I ain't thinking about these criminals on supporting Shanny and Rev. They want veggie food now. They crack me up. They absolutely crack me up. They think they really think I'm stupid. My goodness. I'll be honest with you, Jason and Shanny, since I know both of you are watching. I figured out what you guys was all about ever since I would say about a month ago. I figured out what was going on about a month ago. So ain't nobody paying you no mind, Shanny. Paying you no mind. Now that my people are reactivated, I'm actually getting a little bit deeper into all of this now. So that's why I'm not really making content, because I'm too busy listening to what these dummies have to say in private. It's just funny, man. Back to the old days. What's up, Beth? 420. So anyway, guys, do me a favor. As I said in the previous video, don't donate to my channel. Don't donate to this channel at all. Please, any donations that you give to this YouTube channel, please instead consider donating to Carrie, who does the absolute most work with expose. And this is not me simping. Carrie is a married woman with a child, and she's doing just fine in her relationship. This is not me simping for Aya, who happens to be doing just fine in her life. This is not me simping for Drader or anybody else on here. If you want to donate to somebody on this who goes about dealing with Shanny and Rev, donate to Carrie, donate to Drader, donate to, and actually Drader might tell you not to donate to him too, to be honest. But donate to Drader, donate to AI T Petty, and donate to Draven's Cret. But don't donate to this channel. I don't need it. I'm all right. I'm all right. As far as Jason's fake offer of friendship or whatever, because he's inebriated or he's high or whatever he was during that time or whatever, I reject that, because I know it's not true. I know it's not genuine, because the Minnesota Barracuda is still in that house. I know it's ella. That's how you say it. In Spanish, is ella. It's ella. With the Y, it's ella. It's ella. As a matter of fact, it's translated, she is petty. She is petty. So I actually like watching her stuff. She's pretty good. That's all I pretty much wanted to say. Listen to me. If you're gonna let Shanny and Rev dupe you or whatever out of your money, at least stay away from giving away your life savings or giving them large sums of money or whatever, so we don't laugh at you too hard. If you're going to believe the stuff that comes out of their mouth, stay as far away from my. Don't you dare come to my channel. Well, why do you do this to Shanny? Why do you do this to Shanny? Listen to me. I'm not going to block you. I'm going to laugh at you. I'm going to make fun of you. That's what I'm going to do. If you come to my YouTube channel and say, G-Man, you're so cruel. Why did you do this to G? Why did you do this to Shanny? And why did you do this to Rev? Watch what I do. Watch what I do in my chat. Because I'm basically going to tell you that never happened. And then I'm going to make fun of you. I'm not going to block you. I'm not going to kick you. I'm not going to get rid of you. I'm going to have fun with you. I'm going to make you activate things. Just letting you know. You know. Here's one right here. G-Man, do you still hate transgenders? Now, I noticed that the Geek Room, and this is when I'll talk about the Geek Room negatively, but I'm not going to really mention them. I'm going to use Shanny, because Shanny uses the argument, and so does Rev. They sit there and they talk about what happened when I went on the Drunken Peasants. This is what I recommend people do. Go find the episode. I don't know what number it was, but go look at the Drunken Peasants episode where it was myself, the host with the long, what's this guy's name? Ben? I think his name is Ben, I think. But Ben might be the brother of the, no. It's Ben. I don't even remember their names. Wow, this is bad. Okay, Billy the Fridge and Ben was there. It might have been another person, but it was Billy the Fridge and Ben. And I was there, and I might have been one other person. So they asked me if I went on a date with a transgender, what would I do? Go look up to the buildup of how we was talking on there, and then you'll understand everything when you watch it. I do that on a lot of people's channels now when I feel like people are trying to entrap me now, depending on whose channel I'm on. I've been on the Drunken Peasants. I called the Amazing Atheist the Amazing Racist, because I've had audio with him calling people the N-word, and those audios exist. I've called Matt. Please, people better get caught up on me. But no, I don't hate transgenders. I don't hate them. Okay? People are just adding their own spin to it. But if anybody want to debate me on that topic, don't sing it, bring it. I'm just saying. I'll gladly debate that topic on whether or not I hate them or not. All right. So go watch The Drunken Peasants. And there's a whole 2-hour episode on there with me, Billy the Fridge, and Ben on there. And that question comes up. What would you do if you went on a date? Now, mind you, they was trying to entrap me. They were trying to trick me. And you'll see how I go about answering it. And then you can see the follow-up videos I did after that. And that'll give you your answer. No, I do not hate transgenders. But I am a good troll when I need to be one, though. A really good one when I need to be one. A really good one when I need to be one. But anyway, anything else I want to say to these people that's donating to them? You can always buy them ramen noodles, you know. Oodles and noodles. This is pretty cheap. You can get this for about $1. No. You can get 3 of these for $1, and you can send this to them. And if they don't eat it, they'll show their true colors. You can send them a loaf of bread, and if they don't eat that, they'll show their true colors. Listen, with all of the money that I spent on those two for food and clothes and all that stuff and whatnot, it's hard for me to sit here and be like, just keep up the good work. I know what they're doing with your money. And they ain't going to do it with mine no more. That's all I know. Anybody have any questions in the live chat before I end this? No, it wasn't a joke. It was me trolling. Go watch the episode. You have to look at the buildup. We were talking about some things. And the question was if I dated a transgender, if I dated a woman, for example, right? And I'm gonna talk to the men about this and whatnot, right? You're into a girl, you end up dating a girl, and you believe that she's a girl, and you end up taking her out and everything and whatnot, do the kiss goodnight, and you do this a few times or whatever, and then you find out that she's not a girl, you find out that she's transgender. How would you react? Now, because we're on social media, a lot of people are gonna put on these fronts, and they're gonna put their little acting hats on, and they're gonna do this, that, and the other. So I know what they knew what they thought I was going to say. So I said, you know what? Not only am I going to say that, I'm going to throw gasoline on it. I was on The Drunken Peasants. That's the most extreme podcast you can actually be on, as far as I know, in that particular community. So, and if you want to see me go back on there and talk about it again, I can. And you'll see what I mean. They're constantly trying to entrap you when you talk about this stuff. Thank you, Betty P. Betty P. Yeah, Jason wrongly believes that Jesus practiced white witchcraft. Jason clearly doesn't understand what witchcraft is. He doesn't know the difference between magic, sorcery, and power, and that's the reason why he wrongly believes that Jesus practiced white witchcraft. If he was a Christian, he was never properly discipled at all. Somebody needs to teach him properly. The uncle. That's how they got it. The uncle. Yep. How many times has she called me a racial slur? Well over 20 times. If you count, well over 30 times if you count how many times she's called me the N-word over the phone, on social media, and when I say social media, I mean on YouTube. I don't know about how many times she might have called me that on Twitch. Because I ain't gonna lie, I didn't watch every time they went live or whatever on there. So, but they called me an N-word quite a few times. They called Dragna the N-word well over 30 times too. They called Miss Parker the N-word multiple times. They called BGTV the N-word multiple times. Life of a Free Spirit. She called her the N-word a bunch of times. Scientist, I forgot what they called Scientist Sam, but they called him a racial slur too. They called J-Dubs a racial slur. Shanny particularly, not Jason. It was somebody else. I think Gentleman Pioneer. They called it. As a matter of fact, I need to get him on my channel. They called Gentleman Pioneer N-word a couple of times too. Oh, we did. That's who they are. They're both prejudiced. They're both very prejudiced. They're straight up prejudiced. That's why I don't want nothing to do with the guy. I don't want nothing to do with him. The kind of help he needs is hard help, and I'm not talking about giving him handouts. If he's not willing to make the big boy decisions, he needs to stay as far away from me as possible. Yeah, no problem. Anybody else have any questions? Now, some people says I gave Shanny permission to call Miss Parker. No, I don't think you understand. What you saw in GTV and what Shanny does in private and what Shanny did on her streams before she was kicked off of YouTube are all different. Shanny has called Miss Parker the N-word on multiple times. The Geek Room's watching. No surprise there. We all know that they're my biggest fans, and so is I think Jules is watching. Who's watching? Yeah, Jules is watching. The Geek Room's watching. Lawrence Hills. All of them are watching. All of them are watching. Tell me something, Tatted. Why don't you save your money and go buy yourself a vehicle or something, dude, and get your own place? Why are you gonna sit there and give all your money to Shanny and Rev? I'm just curious. Like, what do you hope to accomplish? You're not getting Carrie upset. You're not getting nobody upset by doing it. All you're doing is making yourself look like a hypocrite. Now, Tatted, since we're talking about me and the N-word, why don't we talk about Scientist Sam's joke and how you justified it? Or let's talk about how you treated Grand Ultimate Villain. Or we could talk about how many different times you sent people to my chat to call me the N-word in my chat over and over and over and over and over again. Of course you don't care. But you want to talk about what I gave somebody permission to do on my channel, though, right? According to you. Of course you don't care. And that's about as much fame as you're going to get today. They're still justifying it. I don't know, Tatted. I think you're still butthurt from Veckel handing you your behind when you attempted to join the great debate all but 3 minutes. Run along, little boy. This is adults talking here. Go back and run to the dork room where nobody cares what you guys think. I'm sure Shanny will go live and you can go help your heart throb. Maybe you can go buy her some dog food. Oh, man. I don't know why people think the Geek Room is something. These people, these knuckleheads ain't nothing. They ain't nothing. Hold on a minute. Geek Room, somebody called. It's nothing. Nothing said you were nothing. Yeah, they need to go buy Shanny some pig food, some dog food, some bird food. Yeah, man, definitely. Because I don't care about them donating to her. They can donate all they want. I'm just trying to say, listen to me, Tatty. I know you don't got your own place. So why don't you actually save your money, and move out already? Carrie said it best. A slow and hideous death, too. Sayonara, Geek Room. And Carrie's the undisputed champ. You're right. I could never afford the amount of mold that my nose would have to endure being in your place. That is definitely true, Tatted. The amount of mold that my lungs would have to endure every single day, it would be unbelievable. And Tatted, don't make me prove, dude, that you ain't doing as good as you are. You're sounding like Miss Parker. You're not doing as good as you say you are, dude. I know more than you think I do, dude. All right? Run along now. Yeah, man, this is funny. You know, good luck. Anyway, let me see something here. Well, your channel isn't exactly growing, G-Man. I'm doing all right. I'm not really focusing on growing because the day I focus on growing, I'm not talking about Shanny no more. I'm going to take my behind to my other channel and I'm going to try to reinvigorate the great debate again. That's what I'm going to try to do. I'm all right. I rather, honestly and truthfully, the channels that need to grow are the ones that does the most work. I can't wait to see Carrie get 20,000 subscribers. I think it was performance art, and I think that they're pretending. That's why I'm not even, from this point forward, anything major happens in there and Shanny still lives there is fake. I'm not dealing with it. It's all fake. I'm just waiting for them to monetize and then hear how the Geek Room and Jules and all of them are going to justify them staying on here being monetized after spending all this time saying, oh, look at what they did to their kids. Like I said, Carrie's consistent. If you guys are going to financially support somebody, go support Carrie. Because these other people on here, they do a lot of this, but they're full of it. They're straight full of it. Go support Drader. Go support AI. Especially AI. I don't think AI gets enough views for what she does. I'm going to start sharing her stuff more often. Carrie doesn't even drive. Well, when you got a man that works, who does? It doesn't matter. Carrie, you have mind control, so whenever you feel like it. Y'all better remember, she's the one with the wrench. Just remember that. She's the one with the wrench. She's the one with the wrench. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up. I appreciate the 100, and I believe I peaked at 170 or 80 on here at one time. Wow. I appreciate all of that, ladies and gents. I greatly appreciate everybody understanding that the people that are supporting Shanny are victims. Teddy Bear deserves to be a victim, but the rest of them will learn the hard way, just like I had, other people have. As a matter of fact, Teddy Bear, if they give you something, do not accept it. They're going to want it back. If they give you anything, do not take it. They're going to want it back. All right. All right, guys. So I'm gonna wrap it up. No songs, none of that. I'm gonna try to make a new one tomorrow, but it's not gonna be directed towards Shanny and Rev. I got a new group of people I want to direct this towards. You guys have a good night. I fixed the audio. Please give me some likes. Give me some love in the chat, and we'll talk later. Talk to y'all later.